Don't miss your chance to catch the future of your LA Galaxy when Ari Lassiter, Jack McBean, and Los Dos welcome San Antonio FC to StubHub Center on Wednesday, April 13 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale for $10 at lagalaxy.com. Check out at USO Soccer on Instagram to see match highlights and action shots from games around the league.
just what we were just saying a little while ago, Joe, is that it's going to open up.
The header on goal, they score! Rogers, he takes a shot. He plays it out wide. Amaya to McBean. And Mendiola in the box. As Bailey has a shot with the left foot.
Touch ball in. That ball bounces off the post. Is the assistant going to give him a goal?
From a wet and misty StubHub Center in Carson, California, tonight it's LA Galaxy 2 home to the OC Blues. Hello again and welcome alongside Ralph Perez, Joe Tutino here. Happy to have you aboard here tonight. Galaxy 2 looking to continue their unbeaten run to start the season last week. An impressive point away from home as Galaxy 2 rallied from an 0-3 deficit to earn a tie at Real Monarchs SLC Rio Fuji. Ethan Zubek and Jack McBean netted for the Galaxy Junior side. McBean being named to the USL Team of the Week for his 3 goals in 2 games. OC Blues come in having faced St. Louis FC at Anteater Stadium Saturday. Orange County was the first to strike as defender Brenton Griffiths headed home the opening goal of the match. St. Louis leveled just before halftime, 1-1 after 45 minutes. Well, after Orange County's Pavle Popera missed the penalty kick in the 50th minute, St. Louis's Vince Cincerelli would go and put 2 away in the remainder of the match, giving St. Louis the 3-1 victory. OC Blues coming in 0-2-0 on the season. Let's introduce tonight's officials. Referee is Reina Fonseca tonight. Her assistants, Alexander Lutman and Eduardo Mariscal. The 4th official is Timothy Ford. Tonight's visiting club, the OC Blues. Let's take a look at their starting the lineup for tonight's match.
On defense, number 2, Jack McCracken. In the midfield, number 19,
They'll go with Miller in goal. His defenders are Mayes, Purdy, Plunke, and McCracken. Mirkovic, Popera, Bjurman, Kretinen, and up top it's Caesar and Ajakwa. For the home side, LA Galaxy 2. A familiar starting 11, although we will see the return of Dan Kennedy, his first match since being injured in the first game of the season for the senior side, so he'll get some work here tonight. Good to see him. Nathan Smith, Lee Nishanian, Jeffrey Papayeras, and Josh Turnley are the back four. Denzel Slager, Jeff Laurentowicz will make his season debut here at StubHub Center. Alejandro Covarrubias as well in the midfield. Jack McBean up top for the Galaxy in this one. We'll take a short timeout. When we come back, players to watch, and we'll get this one underway. Galaxy home to the OC Blues tonight.
Sunday, April 10th at StubHub Center. The five-time MLS Cup champion LA Galaxy take on reigning champs, the Portland Timbers. We are the LA Galaxy. A team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit lagalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
My name's Sebastian Lejette. I'm from San Francisco, California.
Sebastian Lejette, who's done it again.
I call Los Angeles my second home.
He has made a dream return to the West Coast.
This is LA.
We welcome you back to StubHub Center with Ralph Perez, Joe Tutino. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Taking a look at OC Blues, not a bad season last season, Ralph, but 0-2-0 so far this season. They've been unlucky. Leading them will be Ivan Mirkovic. He's the captain of the club.
I think one of the things that they had last year was, Oliver Weiss came in, took over as coach and general manager. Well-known coach in Orange County with the youth side, and did a fabulous job in his first year with the club. They obviously lost to the Galaxy in the semifinals in the West, but I think what they've got here, looking at their roster, is a real mix of some young players, some veteran players from different clubs, and as you said, they didn't get off to the kind of start they wanted with the first two games, but they call this the 405 series here, Highway 405 up and down. So I think they're trying to get on track. Watching them warm up prior to the game, you could see the intensity is there, and it'll be a good game tonight because, call it what you want. It is a local derby because Orange County is right down the road.
For Galaxy 2, Jack McBean has had a very nice start to the season. He's 3 goals the last week. He had a goal last game against Real Monarchs SLC. He had 2 goals in the game against St. Louis. 3 goals in a week span. That's pretty productive, and he seems to be back on track.
Well, I think one of the things that was evident in talking to Rob Becerra, the assistant coach, in their preseason, he looked good. He looked hungry. He worked hard. I think he has put this pressure on himself to say, hey, I want to get back to where I was playing in Major League Soccer. So the only way to do that and prove that is to do what he's doing right now, scoring goals. And clearly that's important. I think a thing that indicates to me some maturity is the fact that Kurt Onalfo has given him the captain's band. So I think that shows that he's the leader, and I think in all the games we've seen, even in the opener, I thought he played well in that game. When Sorto got sent off, he did what he had to do to help and to accomplish the result that they wanted to get. So it looks like last week's game in Salt Lake was a little crazy one, but they came out of it with a point. And I'd like to see Jack be successful because he's a Southern California product, and he's put in some good time and effort. I mean, he's been in. When you think about it, he's still young, but he's been around for a long time.
He's been with the Galaxy for 5 years, right?
Yes.
So you look at it and you say, wow, this kid has been around, but he was really a kid when he started. Now he's just 21 years old now.
Right.
So he's at the point where we can expect some bigger things from him, and so far so good. 3 goals on the young campaign. We talk about the managers. You mentioned Orange County Blues FC. Their head coach and GM is Oliver Weiss. Won the 2015 Western Conference regular season championship in his first season on the job. Juggling a lot as the head coach and GM.
Well, I think, Joe, these clubs, especially when they're not affiliated with their own pro club per se, like the Galaxy, where the Galaxy got 2 players off OC Blues that are now in this lineup tonight. So, you sometimes have good players and then they leave you because they're trying to get to the MLS. So then if they get called up, they're going to go. And, no question, they're always turning things over a little bit more so than the Galaxy. When you look at how many players here on this Galaxy 2 squad were here last year, there's a substantial number there. So you're just building upon what you already have, where OC Blues is really trying to maintain what they have and build on it. So they've done a good job over the years, and this one tonight I think is going to be a good game.
And we just saw Kurt Onalfo trailing his team as they do the procession back onto the field in his 3rd season as head coach of Galaxy 2, off to a 2-0-1 start on the campaign, defending Western Conference champions. And this, to me, seems the first year that he has his lineup the way he wants it. Not necessarily that it was being the way it was being put together, but I think we look top to bottom at the starting 11 and even the players that come off the bench. You see quality all around.
Well, you do, Joe, but as we said earlier in the lineups, for people that follow MLS, you've got 2 MLS players in here who've got quite a few starts, in Kennedy in goal tonight, and Laurentowicz, who's been in this league for over 10 years. So, you're talking experience there that's way beyond some of these players in these games. So that's a nice thing to have. You have young players, but then having 1 or 2 veterans to come in there and really settle your team down, surely will help Los Dos tonight.
The players have made it out to midfield. Of course, the Galaxy in their home blues, OC Blues in their orange aways. We will pause now for tonight's national anthem.
Ronella Ferrer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are ready to get this one underway. And Ralph, you mentioned early the 405 Derby going on here, the first meeting of the 2016 season. Galaxy 2 off to a very good start. OC Blues looking for their first maximum point match, in fact, their first points of 2016.
Well, I think, Joe, when you're in that situation and everyone starts the season, they really want to get off to a good start, and then all of a sudden you find yourself 2 matches in, 2 games at home, and no points, and now you're going up to play the team that knocked you out of the playoffs. So it clearly will be a good match tonight from the standpoint of one team trying to get their season on track a little bit, getting some points, and then obviously Los Dos really trying to stay where they are on top of the division and getting 3 more points at home.
Last match we did was the one with St. Louis was in town. I thought it was a comprehensive game, and the part of Galaxy 2 really schooled St. Louis, I thought.
Yeah, I think that, in that game, I think the Galaxy really looked good. But it was really funny when you think about it, Joe. They had looked good, but they weren't really scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, just before halftime, they got 2 goals to really make the difference in the game, and that always makes things so much easier that you're 2 goals up going into the second half, and I think the opponent really never got on track that night, but they surely turned it around going down to Orange County.
Yes, they got it done. They got goals coming in the second half from Cicerelli that led St. Louis to that victory on the road, and for St. Louis, it was their first victory on the season. They had started 3 on the road away from home to start the season. So it was difficult on their part in the third game. And I think that was probably a little concerning over Orange County. They got them as the third game away from home, and they weren't able to get the victory. So we'll see what OC has tonight against the Galaxy Junior side. We're about ready to get underway. Galaxy will defend the goal to our right and attack from right to left. Orange County will have the ball to start this one. Our referee, Reina Fonseca, about to get underway here. The weather has cleared up. It was misting throughout the day. No real rain, but it's wet. We are underway here from StubHub Center in Carson, California. Laurentowicz with that clearance. Jeff Laurentowicz started in New England, played in Chicago and Colorado. And now he's a member of the LA Galaxy. He shows up in the midfield, though, not in defense, as he was playing in defense, I believe, at Colorado at the end, was he not?
Yeah, he was. He got back. I think he lost that pace in midfield, so they still felt that experience. He'd be able to do it as a center back.
Here's the first corner of the night. Sent into the area, drops down at the 6. That'll be cleared out. Long ball by Villarreal. This one down the middle of the park. Slager showing his speed. He'll take it towards goal. Slager fires it, saved. One too many touches before getting it away. And Miller makes the save, and he holds on. He took that ball right into the gut from close range.
Well, there was no question there that the long ball was a great ball over the top. And then the pace, that was great. But as you just mentioned, Joe, that last touch was one too many. And the goalkeeper did well to come out to smother it and not allow that one to be anything dangerous.
Here's Miller. He's all right. Back on his feet. He'll touch it near side. McCracken. Long ball into the Galaxy defense. Turned back into midfield. Turnley. Plays it back defensively. Nice job by Nishanian. It'll go right side. Smith to Slager. And he'll get the throw-in out of this. Another ball out of play for another throw. Here's Villarreal. Slager got away with one there. He'll take it up the right side. Turning on the jet. Sends it in towards the center of the box. Trying to find Jaime Villarreal. It's cleared out over the far side and collected. This is good for Orange County. Ball towards the top of the area. Nice job defensively, Payeras. It'll go out far side. Not a good clearance though. Another chance here for OC. Mirkovic. They'll wheel it around the near side. McCracken pushing forward for this one. Plays into space, a miscommunication there as Caesar didn't make the run. It'll come back to Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy spent about 4 minutes from the starting match in goal for the Galaxy. Left injured and has been working to get himself back in game shape since. He'll get the start here tonight. Turnley. Again, trying to find Villarreal. It's cleared away. Jack McBean, his first touch here. He's bracketed by 3 defenders, and finally they'll get the throw in. OC Blues.
Well, that is the beauty of this Los Dos. You know, tonight, you know, player like Kennedy getting a full match here so that they can see him as a great vehicle that's there now in MLS.
The Galaxy in a good situation, the senior side, goalkeeper-wise. Brian Rose done very well replacing Dan Kennedy. That's not a worry for Bruce Arena right now. Here's Slager again. Dodges 2 defenders. He's got some help on the right side from McBean. He'll find him. Jack, the one-time cross towards goal. Down low across the 6, but the keeper gets on the end of it. Just too far for Jose Villarreal. Good idea there. Now the rain begins to come down here at StubHub Center. Still light rain, though. Not a big deal.
Well, you can see the front 3 that the Galaxy have. It's a handful for OC Blues, and with Villarreal, McBean, those are 2 veteran players that have been around for 4 to 5 years. And I'll tell you, his brother Jaime, I think, is playing the best so far this year that I've seen him play.
Here's a long ball for Caesar. Payeras is there. He's going to guide this one out of play. It'll be a throw. Turnley. Laurento is showing back, but not close enough right now. He'll lob it in for McBean, who will flick it forward into midfield. Here's Villarreal to Jose. He'll switch it over. Good work there by Jose Villarreal. Smith. Slager checking back for this one. A couple of step overs. Here's Nishanian. Thought he's played well. Every game we've seen him play. Lee Nishanian so far.
Well, he's been very good, and he's been rock solid in his defending and his distribution.
Payeras, this was a dangerous pass on the part of Nishanian.
No sooner did I say that, again, the kiss of death. But, you know, one of the things that really the Galaxy have shown me is they're very patient in their approach to building out of the back.
McCracken, it's on the first ball. Villarreal able to run this one down. Bend towards the top of the box, cleared away. This one cleared out by Plunky. Payeras keeps it alive. Again on the right side, Slager. Played it back to Smith, didn't make the run there. It was a good idea on the part of Smith, but Slager stopped.
Yeah, Slager faked the go through and tried to check back, but Slager showed me a little bit here tonight that you know, his initial pass that Jaime Villarreal got him over the top was a good one and got in there, and the keeper made a good save. But he's another guy with some pace, just like Lassiter and Jamison.
Good ball here on the right side. Slager will run this one down. McBean makes the run down the middle of the park to the middle of the penalty area. The cross. It'll be cleared away. Purdy's in front of that one. Ajakwa. Can't get on the end of it. Here's Covarrubias, his first touch of this match. Smith. McBean one time to the right side, and that was a bit too much, I believe, for Jose Villarreal. And a throw-in.
Yeah, he got that one in between the two players, and it just wasn't a good pass.
Foul against the Galaxy here off the ball. Free kick. Mirkovic plays left side. The one-time pass intercepted by Laurentowicz. He'll knock it back. Jose Villarreal playing forward for his brother. Jaime running onto this one. Defender trailing. He's got some help here from Turnley. Back out it goes. Covarrubias. And Laurentowicz. Jose Villarreal, another good ball. And for Covarrubias, making a good run towards the right side of the area. Needs a little help. Watched by Plunky. This will be a corner kick. First one of the night for Galaxy 2.
Well, I think it's a good start tonight for the Los Dos. I mean, they're moving the ball well. They're running off each other. They're finding each other in good attacking positions. They got themselves a corner right out of this one now. And, you know, these are the ones that I think you as a coach, you're hoping that, you know, get a good service and we get the good runs.
Here's Jaime Villarreal in the corner. Lifts this one towards the backside of the 6. Slager with a one-time volley, and he whiffs on the attempt. Jaquia runs into Jose Villarreal, and I believe Jose is going to get himself a yellow card here.
Well, I think, you know, it was one of those, and again, that's showing you a little bit of the strength and power that Jose has developed over the years. That wouldn't have been 3 or 4 years ago.
Just a foul. Okay.
You know, that it would have been, you know, someone running into Jose and falling that hard.
Right.
He's become, and looking at him, a lot stronger on that physical upper body side.
Plunky with the restart, lobs it long. Jaquia can't get on the end of it. However, OC on possession for a moment. Mirkovic runs into his own player, and here come the Galaxy back the other way. Slager with the long run on that right side. Tried to cut it in. Good defensive work this time by Mayes. Now Jack McBean. And a throw-in. Payeras. Covarrubias. And Laurentowicz directing traffic. A lot of space here. Covarrubias knocks it on the right side. Here's a good ball into the area, trying to find McBean. I think he mistimed it. Kept alive by Covarrubias for a moment. Now Jose Villarreal. That's a bad ball by Jose. Mirkovic will clear. Hey, keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. 0-0 here, 12 minutes in with Ralph Perez, Joe Tutino. Thank you for joining us here. Purdy. This will be easy for Payeras. Jaquia. Lots of energy there, but he runs into a lot of bodies. And this is a bad ball over for McCracken, throwing. Payeras. Here's Nathan Smith. Again, all the way back. Patience here from Galaxy 2. Now some pressure from a Jaquia all the way back to the keeper, Dan Kennedy. Turnley. One defender on him, forced him back. Bjurman. Again towards the near side. Turnley. McBean does a good job posting up to keep possession here. Mirkovic steps in. That'll be a foul and a free kick, quickly taken. Laurentowicz, he'll distribute to the right side. Slager now. Smith overlapping. This will come back to Jose Villarreal. Laurentowicz, his ball back to Nishanian. Not a good ball that time by Nathan Smith. Handball called against Jack McBean here. McBean says, I was trying to protect myself. The problem is, as you were trying to protect yourself, the elbow went out. It got on the end of that ball.
Well, we should mention that our referee tonight is a young lady, and she's on top of it, and I'm sure it's a big challenge for her to be in the middle tonight, and she's probably looking forward to that chance to show she's capable.
Here's Turnley. Covarrubias. Back over to the right side. Smith. A little too lateral right now, the Galaxy, no?
Well, yeah, I think they got to be able to play these balls. They got three guys high. You know, just play it into the space, play it into their feet, have them deal with it. You know, I think that they're always trying to find the open player, and that's never going to be the case.
Well, when it goes side to side a little too slowly, it's too easy to adjust the defense.
Yeah, because all OC Blues are doing is just shifting and sliding and forcing them to hit this 40-yard ball square to the left side or to the right side.
This one intended for I should say Jaime Villarreal, cleared away by Plunke. Comes ahead to Mirkovic. This one for Caesar, good work on the part of Payeras. Start again from the middle, Nishanian. Here's Smith. OC comes out with possession. Purdy. Mirkovic under some pressure here from Jaime Villarreal. Villarreal will win it back, then he's dragged down, and that will be a foul and a free kick for Galaxy 2.
Well, I think when you're looking to build and you're looking to try to get your rhythm going, one of the things I think though is, like you said, you know, they're playing a lot of side to side. That's you got to get some balls that go central, some balls that go with penetration. Otherwise, you know, the Blues are keeping the ball in front of them, and then it's easy to defend it.
So one of the midfielders that need to check back to allow for the runs to be made off the ball?
Yeah, you need the forwards because they're really playing with three guys high, the Galaxy, so you should try to get it to them.
Jose Villarreal with the free start, playing it towards the back post, and this is pulled out of the air by Miller.
Yeah, Jose went way too deep on that one. Easy for the goalkeeper from Orange County to come and get that one.
Here's McCracken. Back in towards center. Bjurman able to play left side. Pushed into midfield. Ajayqua. All the way back towards the Sprite. Plunke. And OC ran out of ideas. Laurentowicz closed down quickly. I should say Smith was closed down quickly that time. And Slager cleans it up. He clears it out of play. Throw it.
So the Blues are feeling pretty good right now.
Right now looking good too. Has a chance. Takes it into the penalty area. No foul. No penalty. And cleared away. This will be a foul and free kick in favor of the Galaxy now. Jack McBean was brought down. What'd you think, Coach?
I thought she made the right call to just let it go, but we think we get in the replay here.
Take a look at it one more time. Good clearance.
Clear ball, clear tackle, the ball went, and then the man went down. Great call, being a no-call penalty.
Here's Jose Villarreal. Finds Covarrubias. Laurentowicz will switch it on to the left. Turnley, back it goes again. Jose. Intended for McBean. That's broken up. Mirkovic. Through ball ahead for Ajekwa. Played well by Payeras. Laurentowicz. Looks like that's the strategy for the OC Blues. Try to find Caesar or Ajekwa in the seam between the center backs and find them with a long ball. That could work, certainly. But the Galaxy center backs are playing deep enough to where they should have a good vision of the play.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're playing right now, they're going to see a lot of the ball, the two center backs. But I think what I'd like to see from them now is this kind of ball. Play it up, to play it forward, to play wide. But now we're going back again. That's not what I want.
Payeras. Here's Covarrubias. Back out it goes. Nishanian. All the way back to the keeper, Dan Kennedy. He's outside the box. Dan to the near side now. Payeras. Covarrubias will check all the way back. In some trouble. Back to Kennedy. He'll just loft this one to midfield. Purdy gets the first ball. And both teams struggling to find a rhythm right now. Covarrubias lobs it ahead. And this will come near side. McCracken. Yeah, last few minutes have been a little rough, Ralph.
Yeah, it's a little bit what I would call, loss of possession. And sometimes you got to get the right people to make the decision just to play simple and hold it.
Here's Laurentowicz, and he's brought down. That'll be a foul. I was about to say he's one of those players that you want to get the ball to, right, to make the right decision. Hey, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content. Right?
Well, yeah, and I think that this is a good ball right now.
Slager. Does a good job to get on possession here. Purdy had the better angle. Here's the cross, the early ball into McBean. Stripped of the ball.
Well, Jack was a marked man once he received that ball, but he's got to do a little better because that was a good ball.
Good chance here for Caesar on the breakaway. Trying to send it towards goal, and it'll be wide of the near post. And the Galaxy fortunate on that one.
Well, clearly fortunate, and again, a good run from wide in behind the defense, and I don't think anyone really saw him make that run, and then he was clearly in on the keeper, and obviously Kennedy comes out to the penalty spot, and he pushed it just wide of the post.
So now both teams have had one good chance. One was saved. The other one goes just wide of the post. And we're 0-0 here in the 22nd minute.
Well, the Galaxy coaching staff is giving the linesman assistant there, referee assistant, a little bit of, hey, we need to have been on top of that call. They were pleading that it might have been offside.
It's be a throw-in. And we saw it live. It looked pretty close to me.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see the initial, when it was one and the ball played.
So free kick here. Here comes OC. It's a good chance. Caesar turning away from Nishanian. Can't get the shot away. Good work there by Smith, sliding over to help out. And cleared. Out comes the keeper, Miller. And he'll get another chance at this ball, so we'll go into the far corner. Here's McCracken on the near side, able to keep it in play. Nope, handball. Payeras. Galaxy lost their rhythm a bit over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, because I don't think they're doing a good job of finding these guys, meaning the players in forward advanced positions.
Be a foul against the Galaxy.
I thought they started out the first 15 minutes well, the Galaxy, but in these last 8-9 minutes, it's been very a kind of a game where it just keeps breaking up. The plays keep being lost in that middle third of the field.
Would be an offside on the restart. Here's Turnley into the corner. Covarrubias trying to catch up to this one. And he does a good job. Covarrubias does. He saves the goal kick. Another foul here against the Galaxy. You know, sometimes you let your opponent ugly the game up, and I think that's kind of what's happened here over the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there was no need to foul on that throw-in, you know. The challenge that I see that, you know, the Galaxy midfielders have to do, somehow they've got to do a better job of getting the ball off the back four and their work prior.
Good build up here for OC. Again, McCracken. Bjurman. Through ball is cleared away. Bjurman got on the first touch here. He'll get some help. Again, McCracken on the near side. Mirkovic plays back defensively. Plunky. Purdy, and all the way back to the keeper. Another long ball to the Galaxy defense. Out comes Kennedy. He'll pick it up at the top of his 18. Here's Smith. Now Covarrubias. Slager. And they'll switch it over. This is better from the Galaxy. Turnley able to find some space here for Jaime Villarreal. Good work by McCracken getting back. Throw it.
I think what the Galaxy now have to try to do here is they got to get, I think Villarreal and Jack, one of them have to slide out of that middle to help.
Player down right now at midfield, Caesar. And we continue. Jaime Villarreal is taken off the ball. Now long ball down the middle of the park. Kennedy way outside his net. And player still down here is Caesar.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
No.
I didn't catch what happened there, but I think it was when he showed for the ball. I think the Galaxy center back might have gotten into him a little bit to injure him, clearly. So it's kind of funny. I don't know why the Galaxy player there, Villarreal, is trying to push to get him up when the trainer's looking at him. And it makes no sense to me.
Shouldn't be there at all.
No, and I don't think he should be, touching the situation and just go away. The foul's been blown, and there's, a little cooler head prevailed by McBean getting in there to get him away.
0-0 here, 29th minute. This might be a good little break for both clubs, including the Galaxy right now, because they had a bright start to the match. Really had Orange County Blues on their heels, and it looked like the goal was coming. And then things got ragged.
Well, I think, I think what happened there when you say ragged, I just think you're right. I think that part of that problem was that the quality of the balls that were coming from back to midfield to front really weren't quality anymore. They were just balls that they were spending a lot of balls going side to side and back, and then when they decided to play forward, they didn't really have a good situation there as far as the quality of the balls getting to their front three.
Hey, follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all the live action during the 2016 USL season. Caesar on his feet, looks to be okay. He'll have to step off for a moment. It'll be a drop ball. Payeras will handle and probably clear back. Actually, the other way around. Mirkovic will play back to Dan Kennedy, and we'll continue here, and Caesar's back on, and he seems to be all right. Here's Payeras. Tries to find Villarreal. Nice job by Jose getting up high for that. Kept alive by Smith. Slager working on Mayus. Good work there by Slager. Gets away from one defender, not the second, and then cleared to the top of the area. Still not out though, Purdy. So come forward. Crittenden and cleared. Covarrubias. Ball out over the far side touch. This will be a throw-in.
I think the problem, Joe, is that the three front players are all in a straight line.
All flat?
Yeah, I think one's got to show, one's got to go. They need to have better movement there to make things a little more difficult for the back four of OC Blues in their marking situation.
Foul called against the Galaxy again here. This was a verbal warning this time. Our ref trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt here. No cards so far.
No, she's letting it go. She's giving a lot of verbal warnings, but she hasn't really booked anyone that maybe could have been booked.
There's OC on the attack now. Another throw.
It's kind of a game that just kind of the gas on the pedal has gone off, you know?
The big rainbow into the area, finds the end line, goal kick.
So who can make the game now? And I think it falls down to Karubius and Lorenowitz. They got to get on the ball and try to get things going a little bit because it has fallen off.
Well, I'm a bit surprised that Laurentowicz hasn't seen the ball more. In my memory of his career, usually his teams play through him, especially when he's in the midfield position, right?
Right. Well, I think that's, again, you know, when you don't have a guy training with you all the time and then he's inserted into your team and lineup, the players aren't familiar with him.
Here's a good ball for Jaime Villarreal. He's going to try to run this one down. McCracken defending on the play. Villarreal on his right foot, plays it to the backside. Slager. Gets away from his defender. Good move there. Plays it low in front for Jack McBean and cleared away over the far side touch. Throwing.
Again, a nice move on that flank. A good beat, good driven ball in, but on all of them so far, it just hasn't found the Galaxy attacking player inside the box.
Good ball here by Slager now to Laurentowicz. Plays it on the left side. Covarrubias. Got Turnley if he wants him. Covarrubias has a go at goal and it's blocked. Here's Mirkovic. He'll come ahead to Krenton defensively. Plunke. And back out the near side. McCracken. To nobody. Payeris. Slager with those swift moves of his. Another one like that, he should go right to goal and have every defender track back towards him. That would open things up a little more, no?
No doubt. And I think he's definitely right now, for me, very exciting player for the Galaxy, and I think that he's just got to now maybe make something happen on his own individuality play.
I'll take a look at this again. Got that cross away right in front for McBean. He's creating a lot of havoc for that left back, Mayus. Good work there in the part of Smith. And he'll get the foul back in his favor there. It's a late slide tackle and he came out with possession.
No, it's a lovely slide tackle and came up with it, but then I think just didn't take that next touch into space and got tackled from behind for a foul.
Here's Turnley. He's got some room and time. Villarreal. Again, back to the center back. Payeris switching over to the right. Nate Smith. Villarreal checking back for this one. Gets away from one defender. Covarrubias runs onto the loose ball. Still has it towards the right side. He's going to have a go at goal again. Blocked. Comes out the right side. Slager. Yeah, a little too cute on that one, but the Galaxy get it back. Good work by Nishanian.
Yeah, that's two shots that Karubias I thought could have played the ball, and then he just looked for his own game and took a shot where I think it would have been better for him to combine with someone.
Here's Nishanian under some pressure. Able to play in the midfield. McBean settles here for Jaime Villarreal. Jose. Again to his brother Jaime. Tried to find McBean. Cleared away. This is better play from the Galaxy right now. Here's Crittenden. Mayus. Another long ball lofted towards the top of the Galaxy penalty area. Too much for Caesar, and Dan Kennedy picks up.
See, again there, I think the Galaxy front players were taking a break. I think that ball, one guy comes over the top, the second guy makes the other run, and I think things can happen.
Allowing for them to get in stacks of 4.
Yeah, and you got to have that movement up top.
Covarrubias checking back. Now Jose Villarreal. Left-footed ball again towards the left side. It's just behind Turnley, but he has possession. Ajekwa He'll get the foul here and a free kick. Internally may pick up a yellow here.
Well, I think she feels that this one may have to be booked. I would be surprised if she does not book him, just for the fact of the foul and the intent.
Did she point to persistent infringement there?
It wasn't on him.
Not him. That's why she pointed to a number of different places where a player was dragged down.
Right.
Nonetheless, a yellow card against the Galaxy. Turnley. Plunky. I think it was more of, hey, I've let you guys get away with this type of foul one too many times now.
Right, and I think she had to, because it sends a message to the rest of the guys. Okay, it's over now. We got to clean it up a little bit.
Here's Plunky. McCracken. He'll lift long into the Galaxy defense. Offside. And possession back to the Galaxy here. 40th minute. Still 0-0. Smith able to play it back. Nishanian. Again to Shanian. It'll go right side. Back to Kennedy. This will be a foul and a free kick for the Galaxy. Of course, Jose's lobbying for a yellow card there to even things up. I don't think that was a yellow. Hey,
I don't think so.
Hey, don't miss your chance to catch the future of your LA Galaxy when Ari Lassiter, Jack McBean, and Los Dos welcome San Antonio FC to StubHub Center Wednesday, April 13th, 7:30. Tickets on sale for only $10 at LAGalaxy.com.
One of the things now that she has to do is, a foul's blown, get the guys off the ball that are trying to delay the kick, get the 10 yards marked off so that the game can move on, because it seems to be a little bit of that whole disputing of the calls that she's just got to put a nip on it.
Villarreal playing back post. Slager heading through and did not hit it well. He was also offside.
He didn't hit it well. That was a layup. That was a great ball in, and he's got to put that ball across the goal or on goal. But again, he was offside. And, the Galaxy maybe have had a little more of the play, better of the play, but overall, chances-wise, both teams are almost equal there, in my opinion.
Here's Miller on the restart. Plays it far side. And out of play. Let's take a look at it one more time. That's got to be headed back across the 6, is it not?
Yeah, it definitely does. But, the key before the header is don't be offside.
Here's McCracken. Comes back out. Caesar. Good work by Slager this time, getting it back. McBean making the run down the middle of the park. Slager still on possession. Now finds McBean. Jack not fouled on the play. We continue. Early ball, top of the Galaxy penalty area, headed out by Payeras. Gave up a corner there. Should have done better with that one. But a corner kick here for OC Blues.
Yeah, I think that, now that the Galaxy are getting here at the end of this half, one of the things that I'd like to see, from them is, can they put a little more pressure in that central midfield to shut down the Orange County team, because they're letting them play a little bit coming through the center part of the field.
Here's the corner, backside of the 6. That's knocked away to the top. And played into midfield safely. Free kick here for the Galaxy.
Well, as we're getting close to the first half to being over, Joe, you're looking at, if you're Kurt Onofel, you're saying, okay, we got some things we need to tweak and change. And if you're Olive Weiss, team that hasn't won a game, you're saying, okay, we've done all right in this half. We've had our moments, and we clearly have limited the Galaxy in their opportunities.
Dan Kennedy right in front of halftime here. There'll be some work to be done in the second half, a lot of discussion to be done at halftime for both the head coaches, right?
Well, yeah, I think there's some things that you want to get to be sorted out as far as offensively what you want. I think defensively both teams have done okay.
Covarrubias, the one-time ball, cleared out. Here's Nate Smith looking for Slager. This time taken care of by the defender Mayus. Laurentowicz will run this ball down. Everybody's okay at the far touchline. Nishanian, not a good ball that time. This looks good for the OC Blues as they take it into the attack. Galaxy were good to get numbers back. Ajekwa. Too many touches by the youngster. 2 minutes of added time. This could be a yellow card easily. No, play-ons is the referee. Advantage to the Galaxy. McBean plays into space intended for Slager, and that'll come to the keeper. Miller.
Well, that one there on Jose was tough. It was clearly a yellow, and I think that one there, I understand let it go, let it play on, because there was an opportunity for the Galaxy to have advantage and play on.
And the yellow card has been issued. Plumke.
I don't think there's anything there not to argue about. That was a harsh foul.
Let's take a look at it one more time here, Ralph.
I mean,
Swiped him.
Yeah, he got the ball, but the follow-through got the ban,
Another long ball this time for Caesar. Payeras does well to get on the end of this one and keep possession. He'll play it out the right side. Here's Laurentowicz now. Just lobs it over the far side touch. Not a good ball on his part. We're right in front of halftime now.
That was a terrible ball. Put it into the stands. Wasn't even in the vicinity there. And you expect a lot more from Laurentowicz.
Yes.
But again, you got to give him a pass. He's working his way back into getting game fit. And
here's Covarrubias. Trying to do it all by himself. He needs to get that ball away sooner. He'll pick up the foul here, but he's got to get that ball away.
Much sooner, Joe, and it's frustrating because, you're making runs. You're hoping you're going to get it when you make a good run, and then the ball doesn't come, and then, it's as an attacking player, you want it when you feel you can be in a good advantage position, and then it's lost by holding the ball too long.
Free kick from the right side. Flick towards the back. Payeras Lobs it back through, and the keeper Miller will pull that one down. Our referee will point to midfield, and that is 45 minutes here at StubHub Center. Some good play, some a little ragged. 0-0 is about a fair score right now.
Yeah, I think so, and I think part of the things that you always want to say now as coaches is, what can we do to correct it? Which way can we improve our game? What do we have to do from a tactical standpoint to get things in order?
Galaxy 2-0, OC Blues 0. Halftime is coming up. Stay with us.
I'm Jossie Zardes. I'm from Hawthorne, California. Los Angeles will always be my home. This is LA.
I'm Stephen Gerrard. I'm from Liverpool, England. I call Los Angeles my second home. This is LA.
I'm Robbie Keane. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I call downtown Los Angeles my second home. This is LA.
Welcome back, StubHub Center. Halftime here, 0-0 after 45 minutes. Alongside Ralph Perez, Joe Totino. Happy to have you along. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. 45 minutes in, the Galaxy had a chance to score. Players making their way onto the pitch. So did OC Blues in that first 45 minutes, but we're still 0-0. Taking a look at the first opportunity here. You know, Slager with that speed caught OC Blues napping a bit, and that one extra touch allows Miller to get on the end of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good ball by Villarreal that got him over the top and in.
Good defensive play here by Nate Smith, clearing that ball away. And then on the breakaway, Caesar had an opportunity, just goes wide of the near post.
I thought that was the best chance of the game, Joe, that one.
And off the restart, it might have been even better if Slager could stay onside there, right?
Right.
And it's been a bit physical as well. 0-0 after 45 minutes. Let's take a look at how the Western Conference stacks up right now. Early on in the USL campaign, LA Galaxy 2 on top with 7 points, followed by Vancouver, Swope Park Rangers, Sacramento Republic, all 1 point back. That's the top of the table right now in the Western Conference. On the other side, in the bottom of the table, you'll see some familiar names at the very bottom. Orange County, of course, 0-2 on the season. Portland, 0-2. Seattle Sounders FC 2, 0-3 on the campaign, Ralph.
Yeah, and I think this one here, the Galaxy know that two of the teams, Vancouver and Sacramento, are 2-0 right behind them with 1 game less. So I think in that regard, the Galaxy playing at home tonight, playing their local rivals in Southern California. Halftime right now is 0-0, but I think what they've got to do is overall they've got to be a little better at finding the combinations. I mean, Jack McBean hasn't had a chance at goal. Villarreal hasn't had a chance at goal.
Right.
So they got to find these guys. If you want to play with 3 guys high, which they're trying to do, then I think they got to try to get the ball more to the forwards, and they're not. And that has to come from, you know, Covarrubias. It has to come from Villarreal and also Laurentowicz. I think these guys have got to start elevating their game in the second half.
No, Covarrubias, we talked about it a couple of times. He's taken shots from distance and not the best of angles. He's done a little on his own at midfield. Yes, he earned a foul at the far side, but could have got a ball away sooner. That would have allowed for the Galaxy to get some numbers up top. Laurentowicz has not touched the ball enough, and you were talking about it earlier that maybe there's just not a familiarity yet with him and getting back into full fitness, and so I can understand that. But Jack McBean has not had enough touches. And what should Jack do in this regard? Should he drop back? Should he show more to get into the offense, or do you want to leave him up high?
I think the way that the team is structured, I think he should be the high guy and the target guy. Villarreal likes to come back and get balls and go from the left side inside. So I think that part of the game is okay. And obviously, you know, the best chance they had was the ball that Jaime Villarreal put over the top of Slager and got him in. So I think he's pretty much a right-sided guy. So really, I think what they've got to try to do is, you know, from Jack's perspective is, you know, Villarreal and Slager trying to find him to build off or find him as a through ball pass, as, you know, because I think Jack makes good runs. And I think there was a couple balls that got wide, but they were too much in the six, either to the keeper or to the OC Blues. So I think they've got to be a little bit sharper in that final third of play.
Defensively, as you mentioned, the Galaxy have been good out of the back. Maybe a little slow finding that outlet?
I think at times, yeah. I think that, you know, they're going too much, as you mentioned, side to side. I think they've got to have a little more penetration, a little more balls going forward. But overall, I mean, you know, the best chance I thought in that game in the first half was Cesar's chance that just goes wide of the post, and that one the Galaxy were fortunate on. But I think that, you know, one of the challenges that I see is the midfield play. You know, it's got to get sharper. It's got to be a little bit more precise, and if they can do that, that can change the impact of the second half.
Galaxy 0, OC Blues 0 at the half. We'll have more after these words.
On Sunday, April 10th at StubHub Center, the 5-time MLS Cup champion LA Galaxy take on reigning champs, the Portland Timbers. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
Steven Gerrard, Robbie Keane, Jesse Sardos, and your 5-time MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy. Welcome to 2015 MLS Cup champion Portland Timbers to StubHub Center, April 10th at 6:30 p.m. in a match presented by Chick-fil-A. Tickets on
I am AJ De La Garza.
Galaxy.com.
I am from Bryan Road, Maryland. I call Redondo Beach my second home.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive views and interactive
This
content.
is LA.
Facebook.com/USL Soccer. Ambassador Jack McBean and Los Dos welcome
Hey, a reminder, OC Blues take on San Antonio on April the 16th, 7 o'clock. Remember, San Antonio is also here at StubHub Center on the 13th, so OC Blues have a chance to get some points at home, with San Antonio making the West Coast trip. It is 0-0 after 45 minutes. Very compact defensively, playing balls over the top, timid in terms of trying to get numbers forward, OC.
Well, I think one of the things that they're being very protective is not allowing that Galaxy attack. to really get behind them, especially after that very initial early one that, you know, Slager got in behind and almost scored. But I think overall, you know, the challenge that the Galaxy have seen from OC Blues is that they are being compact, they are being very well organized to break the game down. So they're going to have to be that much better to break them down, and more in a sense of patience in the ball movement and the decisions that they have to make. And I think that there's where I don't know, you know, for me, who's the guy that can really, you know, be a scheming player. This is, again, not to sound like a broken record, but this is where they miss Mendiola, you know, because he was good. He was good at whether breaking you down on the dribble with his individual one-on-one ability or his passing skills. And right now, for me, based on what I saw tonight so far, the player that's done that is probably Jaime Villarreal with that initial pass and some of his play.
So would you want to see him a little more central then?
Well, he's being played on the left, and they're playing the other two in the center spot, but there's nothing wrong with getting balls to the wide guy, because Mendiola played wide left at times. So I think maybe seeing him, getting him the ball more. He's there with his brother in front of him. Maybe they can interchange. One can drop, one can go forward. They look a little bit alike. Their body types are alike. So maybe they can do more in breaking him down. But as we mentioned earlier, Joe, I think the one guy who's hot, who's scoring goals, you know, we haven't called Jack McBean's name out too often tonight, getting him the ball, which, you know, he should be seeing it, because right now he's your guy.
0-0 after 45 minutes. Second half, it looks to be an exciting one. The Galaxy look for their third win of the season. They are undefeated so far on the young campaign at 2-0-1. OC Blues looking for their first points. They are 0-2 on the 2016 season. The second half is straight ahead. Stay with us.
Mike McGee! Goal! Ball comes in, the header, yes! Goal! Super flick header into the bottom corner. Welcome back, Mike McGee.
We welcome you back. StubHub Center is the site. Second half is about to get underway here between the Galaxy 2 and Orange County Blues. Teams are making their way back onto the pitch here for the second 45 minutes. Both teams slowly making their way back onto the pitch here. In fact, it's only the Galaxy that have made it out of the locker room so far.
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the things sometimes one coach may have a little more to say at halftime, and, you know, saying, hey, we got to get my points across, and you lose track of a little bit of the time. But here comes, you know, the OC Blues club coming out now. But, you know, I think overall, you know, I mean, both coaches aren't you know, not disenchanted about the way they played, but I think both coaches probably let their players know we got to play a little better here in the second half, and it'll be interesting to see what tactical adjustments they make. I don't see any new players coming on, but clearly what is going to be the point of emphasis? I mean, we've made ours in our comments, so it'll be interesting to see if, you know, Kurt sees it our way or maybe not. You know, everyone sees the game a little differently. They're closer to the field than we are. Obviously, they know their players well, but I think one of the things is that, you know, there is a plus and a minus, meaning, okay, you get Jeff Laurentowicz into the lineup, but yet your guys haven't played enough with him to know what he likes, where he wants the ball, what he wants to do. I think it's always easier in a goalkeeping situation because he's not in the field of play. And,
right.
You know, a veteran goalkeeper like Kennedy's not going to hurt your side at all in the distribution side of the game or the organization.
He's going to come on and take control.
Right. So that's a positive there. So I just think that's a big thing for, you know, Jeff as well, is maybe him inserting his game and his experience and passing it on to the other players.
We are ready to go with the second half. And we're underway. Villarreal able to play this one back defensively. Payeras. He's got Nishanian. Job here by Villarreal. I think he was fouled along the near side by Purdy. Clipped him pretty good there, I thought. Free kick.
Yeah, he did, and he got him just on that touchline.
Covarrubias being held, and that's a foul on Mirkovic. Another free kick here for the Galaxy.
Well, that's the one thing that the ref has to do, is just really start to get a hold of this, because it will get heated in the second half.
Now they're going to start to test her a bit.
Well, there's been 3 altercations already in the first minute. You know, the hit on Villarreal, that one there, and even on the far sideline there. So she's gonna have to really get a little stronger on some of her decisions.
Smith lobs this up the right side, trying to find Jose Villarreal. Purdy is there. This will be cleared towards the near side, and it'll be a goal kick. Covarrubias with the slide tackle, and goal kick here for Miller.
Yeah, we were mentioning earlier, and you were right, Joel, you know, about Slager. You know, he was a player last year for
OC.
OC. And he probably, for me, was one of the better players in that first half.
Made some very good runs. Got to find the pass a bit better, though. Here's Laurentowicz. He's pulled down. That should be a foul, and it is. Free kick. Jeff Laurentowicz will take the restart. McBean trying to get on the end of this one. It was a great pass, unfortunately, for Jack. He was on the wrong stride there when that ball came down.
Yeah, and you know, once it hits that ground tonight, it's going to skip on you, really. And it was a driven ball, so it's going to skip even more.
Payeras, another through ball for McBean. He'll lose an edge and fall down. Mirkovic. A hand to the face there, and Jose Villarreal. No fouls as our referee. Now foul the other way, and it's getting a bit chippy.
Yeah, and I see the game that, you know, because both teams want maximum points, both teams are fighting here, you're going to see some of these fouls, and I think that's where players have to keep their cool, keep their heads there. But again, you know, the referee is going to have to really look for some of this as well, as far as, you know, if it's something that needs to be booked.
I think she's losing her patience, though. She's giving these guys plenty of rope, both teams.
Yeah, and that's where I think you know, eventually you just say, hey, you know, I've done enough talking, giving you enough opportunities. Now the cards will start to come.
3-man wall set up here by the Galaxy. There's a ball into the area, right towards the spot. Second ball cleared away. Villarreal just taken out on his header. Shot from distance is deflected out of play. This will be a corner kick for Orange County.
We'll say he's gotten banged around this game. I mean, he took one in the first half where the guy got booked on that one. And then he's got one wrist at the start of this half, and now he took a third one. And he's starting to think, you know, what did I do to deserve all this?
Now some pushing and shoving going on in the 6-yard box now. Here's the corner. Bit short, headed away by Covarrubias. Kept alive by Crittenden. He'll play into the far corner again. This one in for a Jaquan over the top and out of play. Did the best he could with it. It just popped over the bar.
No, but it was a good ball in, and he did very well to at least try to get that on goal, and it was just a little high over the top, but could have been dangerous there for the Blues to get one. So Galaxy so far haven't really got anything going in this first 5 minutes.
Dan Kennedy with the goal kick. Here's Caesar. Good job by Laurentowicz closing him down. Payeras with the clearance. Jose Villarreal again being grabbed. Covarrubias, near side it'll come. Slager. And a foul away from the play. Free kick. And a verbal warning now to Pavle Popera. That was the player that missed the penalty last game. And the momentum had swayed over to St. Louis. We ended up getting 2 more and winning the game and taking all the points. Have to find the rhythm here, Ralph.
Yeah, they do, and that's going to be the challenge. But you know, the ref there, for example, for me, I think that should have been a yellow card because he already had a hard foul previous and didn't get one on that one, and then all in a matter of 5 minutes.
Throwing again for Orange County here. Slager able to keep possession. This time plays it back for Covarrubias. His feet were stuck in cement, and a foul is called as Laurentowicz is brought down. And this, another verbal warning.
Well, that one again, that's the third one in a matter of 7 minutes. For me, you talk about consistent infringement. That's, you know, what you're saying, but you know, the other player did it 10, right. So now 19 got one in, you know, so you get letting him slide.
Here's Covarrubias pushing forward. He's got Turnley on his right, plays it ahead, tries to find McBean, loses his footing in the area, it's cleared away. That was Smith on his right, I should say. Mirkovic, Crittenden. So we'll go to the right side now. Caesar. Again, Mirkovic plays ahead to Crittenden. Ball goes left side. Mayers pushing forward. Gets through the defender, Smith. Here's a cross towards the spot and cleared away. Dangerous were the Blues that time.
Well, I think clearly for me, the team that's come out of the gate here in these first 8 minutes in better form is Orange County.
Throwing on the near side here, Mayhews. Caesar. Here's Smith. He'll lob it towards the near end. He'll find the touch line. Hey, check out at USL Soccer on Instagram to see match highlights and action shots from games from around the USL. Good work here by Slager. Laurentowicz is just happy he didn't get in the way of that roundhouse of a kick. He'll come near his side. Villarreal working on his defender Purdy. Gets the cross towards the box and cleared away. The 6-yard box, that is. Blocked out and boxed out by our goalkeeper Miller. It's getting real ugly at this point. Payeras called for the foul here.
It's getting uglier by the minute, Joe. I mean, we've played just 10 minutes, and
Payeras picked up a yellow.
Right, but I think that clearly could be at least 3 yellows out there right now, and if anything, what you're seeing right now is because the teams are picking up the energy and the intensity, these fouls are occurring and really are not good fouls that could be dangerous to players' health and well-being.
Briam Rebellon about to come on for the Galaxy. He's getting his jersey. Left-footed ball into the area. This one on a bounce right to Dan Kennedy. He'll quickly outlet the left side this time. Slager gets away from one defender. He's got a lot of room in front of him. McCracken trying to get back. Here's Laurentowicz. On to the near side. McBean will run this one down. Smith trailing on the play. The cross by Jack. Too much on that one. Not a play.
Yeah, that was a good ball to find McBean out on the flank. But I think Jack has to do much better with that, simply because he had some time and space and had a good opportunity to, survey that box, who's there. I know he was trying to go far post, but oof, he hit that one too deep.
Miller with the goal kick. Throw in. Here's Jaime Villarreal, plays it back into space, nobody there in blue. Mirkovic back the other way, trying to find Caesar in the seam between the center backs. Played in towards the penalty area and in through the box. Dan Kennedy will run it down. Good ball here from McBean. Finding Slager, he's got it at the corner of the area, needs to cut this one back. Fires towards the back post. And it whistles wide. Jose Villarreal now. Again, Slager, offside. I think both players were offside that time.
Well, that was a great opportunity there that the Galaxy had, but that final pass just was a little too difficult to be able to put through, and it had to be driven, but it was a little too high and hard and couldn't get a good look and finish at goal.
Let's take a look at it one more time here. Thought he had a good angle towards goal, lifted his head trying to find a teammate, and then just too much, as you said, Ralph.
Yeah, I think if he tries to hit that on the ground, it might be a better chance. Hit it hard and low.
Plunky. Back to Miller. 59 minutes in. Here's Purdy near side to Mayhews. His pass right to Smith. I think Laurentowicz is going to be done at about 60 minutes here tonight.
I think you're right. I mean, that was probably the plan. Prior going into the game. Hey, he hasn't really been out there playing in games, so let's see if we can get him 60 minutes and see what he looks like.
Good work by Smith getting this one back. Covarrubias handball. And the substitution. And Jeff Laurentowicz is done. Briam Rebellon will come on. Rebellon had a great goal against St. Louis.
Well, you called that one, Joe, and you were spot on about he was going to be coming out. So, you know, the question now, you know, getting a young player, guy that the guys are familiar with, you know, can he step right into this game and kind of really help the Galaxy? That's what Kurt's looking for right now.
And Jankwa fouled from behind and a free kick for the OC Blues.
One of the things that, you know, we were saying earlier in that first half, the Galaxy were a little too slow in their build-up, but they were building. This half, there isn't that much of a build-up, you know, 4 or 5 consecutive passes to build and keep possession and get forward. So they're really struggling to get something going.
15 minutes in, we're 0-0. 15 minutes into the second half, that is. Ball into the area off the restart, redirected towards goal, right on the keeper Kennedy, positioned well. Here's Covarrubias. Plays into space. Slager trying to get on the end of this one. Mirkovic back to his goalkeeper, Miller. Here's the OC captain. Caesar. Crittenden will play it right side. McCracken. He'll make the run into the corner. Crittenden does. Payer is defending there, playing on a yellow card now. This will come back out. Good work defensively that time. Here's Rebellon. McBean. Out on the counter, Jaime Villarreal. He took a lateral run there, slowed everything down, unfortunately. Hey, Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Here's Nate Smith. He's got Slager, needs a little help. Now Smith again. Unfortunately for Nate Smith, he was expecting that pass earlier. He stopped, and then it came through.
See, those are the little things I think that are hurting them, you know. Jack McBean's cross, the other cross that went, you know, too harsh. That ball there, just those little types of balls that you need to have in that final third. The right weight, the right pace on the ball to complete and combine the combinations that you need. So, you know, that's one of the issues, but now the Galaxy do have a restart here with a corner kick situation to try to get one.
Corner will come from the near side. We have an injured player on the field for the OC Blues.
Well, you know, the question now becomes, you know, for Oliver, you know, do I make a sub here on this player? They're conversing on that right now, looking at their sheets, the assistant coaches. I think no decision has been made yet. He's coming off with the trainer.
Popera is the player that was injured. Good opportunity here for Galaxy 2. Jaime Villarreal will have the corner kick that should bend away from the goalkeeper. Payer is at the spot. Rebellon is there, backside of the 6. Jack McBean. Villarreal. It'll go through the area and cleared. McCracken. Here's Mirkovic. Crittenden. Again, McCracken on the right side. Jack McBean going to be called offside here. Coming back from that offside position. Ejekwa taking off the ball for a moment. Good work again by Payeras. Able to clear it away. Now, too much looking to the officials by both clubs here, looking for a favor. Keep on playing. Play to the whistle.
Well, one thing that what happens in games like this, Joe, you're playing and you're thinking, okay, is the call going to come my way or not? And you're right. You just play until you hear a whistle, and that's the best way to do it.
McBean brought down. That should be a foul and a free kick for the Galaxy.
The thing that bothers me is that every time there's a foul, it's like a football
Actually,
huddle.
the foul is going to be against the Galaxy.
Yeah, there's 3 of one team, 3 of
Right.
another.
So Jackson called for a handball, I believe, going down on the ball and handling it. Long ball into the area off the restart. Headed back towards the top of the box. Rebellon tried to find some space and had Caesar close him down. This will be a goal kick, though. Ball was rolling. We'll do it again. So how do you find your rhythm here now? We're 67 minutes in.
Well, I think it's got to, Kennedy, just what he's doing right here. Let's get the ball and let's see if we can get it into play. But, that kind of kick is tough to find your rhythm and get the ball going.
Jose Villarreal again knocked to the ground.
See, and this is one of the things that I think Jose, being a veteran player, should, okay, there's a yellow there, but I'd like to see him get up, get forward, get playing and show the other guys, hey, let's just overcome the fouls and let's see if we can get this thing going in the right direction.
So Mirkovic picks up a yellow card here. Rebellon punches it left side. Turnley gets the early cross in, but right on the keeper. Again, Turnley. McBean doing well to get into this play. And he may have won the ball back. He did. Top of the box it comes. Here's Jose Villarreal putting the ball on his left foot. He fires and he scores! And LA Galaxy 2 takes the 1-0 lead here in the 68th minute. Jack McBean to Jose Villarreal.
Well, I think, again, Jack does a great job of getting that ball, cutting it out, and then lays a nice ball on, and Villarreal does a fantastic shot, which he's capable of doing with that left foot. Put it in the far post and put it in the back of the net. But Jack should get a lot of credit on that one for what he did to keep it alive and win it and so forth. I hope we get a replay to see it.
Here we go on the replay for this one. Good work there by Jose Villarreal and knocked it across the goal mouth, picking out that far corner.
Yeah, he had one nice first touch, a second touch, and then the third one was obviously the shot. And, it's really funny, Joe. I mean, we're saying how they got to get it going, and all of a sudden one play, boom, and it's in the back of the net. But that's what they have, the Galaxy. They have that kind of player.
Now we got some players pushing and shoving, and Slager should not have done that.
Well, I think Slager should be tossed. And I think that goes back from, those are your former teammates.
Yeah,
and they want a piece of you. And
keep your hands down.
He's got to keep cooler heads. And, again, Villarreal should be the guy breaking things up instead of being pushed away from something. So she's going to have to deal with this one. And it's going to be interesting.
So Jake was going to pick up a card here. Yellow for him. Slager gets a yellow.
Oof.
Fortunate.
Very
They didn't get a red.
fortunate. Very fortunate. And, you know, I think when you push a player to the ground, I think that should be a red, but I think that, you know, she determined it that, you know, it's something that happened to him previous, and I'm going to let it go.
Hey, all USL matches are available live, free and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel. Here's Plunke, closed down by Slager. This will be a throw for OC Blues. Well, certainly a rivalry match. You expect it to get physical. Here's Plunke again. Mirkovic. He's on a yellow card. Mayus. Krittinen looking for a Jakwa. To be off a Galaxy player apparently, out of play for a throw. Caesar is going to get the foul outside the box. Smart. Caesar's a smart player, earning those fouls.
Yeah, he is, and he's clever, and he's got a low center of gravity, and he's a handful. I mean, he really is.
One-man wall set up. Jose Villarreal, he'll get some help from his brother Jaime as well. There's the restart. Krittinen, back post, he scores! And it is 1-1. That is a bad goal right there from that angle.
Well, that was a wicked shot. I mean, it was driven and with pace, had a little bit of a bend on it. And, you know, that two-man wall really didn't prevent him from getting on that, on the scoreboard.
So we're tied at 1 here in the 73rd minute. Let's take a look at it one more time here, Ralph. He was positioned to make the save, though, Dan Kennedy.
Well, what happened was, Joe, on that very initial shot, he took a step to his right, and then he realized it was going to his left, where that's where he has to protect. And, you know, it was well hit, but that's surely, you know, something a player of his experience and his ability, yeah, he could make that save. And he got beaten, unfortunately, there. And now the Galaxy find themselves, you know, 1-1 with, you know, about 15 minutes to go. And it's always amazing to me, Joe, how goals come, you know, so closely together sometimes in soccer matches.
Here's Caesar. And this will be a foul against the Galaxy.
It's been a tough game for the ref, but I think, you know, again, you know, part of it is also, I think, you know, in that first half, I think she could have really nipped some of that, and then really strong in the start this half. And now it's just one of those things where players are coming in, they're trying to work hard to get the ball, and they're leaving their feet, and that was definitely a foul, which I thought could have been a card just because it was from behind.
Slager will run this one down, trying to find McBean as he plays forward, cleared out. Here comes a substitution now for OC. Bjurman is done. Tyler Feely will replace him. Rebellon. Slager, heavy first touch. It'll come back for Smith. He'll just play it into space. This will be easy for Miller, who'll pick up. Plunke back to his keeper once again. Here's Purdy. Not a good ball that time. Played to the left, too much. Throw here for the Galaxy. Here's Smith. Intended for Slager. Rebellon will switch to the left side. Turnley does a nice run, has it there. His cross into the area. Slager can't get on the end of this one. And cleared away by the Blues defense. Crittenden finding a Jaquo towards that right side as things start to open up a bit. A Jaquo playing through. Caesar was well offside, was smart not to make a play on the ball. Still bypassing the middle of the park here, Ralph.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, what you'll see now, I think as this game wears on, I think the game will open up a little bit more because of fatigue, and the game will get stretched. So it'll be interesting now which team can really exploit that and get some good combinations going through there, because the spacing will open up and time is there for forwards and midfield players to make some plays and get forward.
Here's Mirkovic. Here's McBean now. Ball went out of play over the far side, so it'll be a throw-in. Crittenden. Lots of space. Mirkovic. Jake was offside. Quickly taken. Covarrubias. He'll find Smith. Here's Jose Villarreal. Lobs this one ahead for Jack McBean. Jack bracketed off by two defenders. This will be a foul. That ball right there needs to be played into his feet. Not a big rainbow in the air, putting him in trouble.
Well, you know, clearly was a ball that he did well to hold on and fight for his space and draw the foul. But you're right, when those go in the air like that, you're not happy as a forward, because you're waiting. You know, something may be coming from behind that's not going to feel good. So
that's exactly what happened. Here's Jose Villarreal on the restart. Lobs it in again. Miller will pull this one down easily. Looks like Zubek will be the player that's coming on here in a moment for the Galaxy. Another foul against LA. Substitution. Slager is done. Did look like he lost some gas there.
Well, I
Last
think it's
5
also,
minutes.
I think that, you know, Kurt's thinking he's getting a little reckless out there. He's got a yellow. Let's get some fresh legs on. And, you know, for me, you know, his effectiveness in the second half seemed to disappear versus what it was in the first.
So Zubac comes on. Looks like Orange County wants to make another substitution, although they're not ready to do so, at least for now. Here's Villarreal. Not a good ball there on the part of Jose. This will be a throw-in. Here comes that substitution. Hey, a reminder, don't miss your chance to catch the future of your LA Galaxy when Ari Lassiter, Jack McBean, and Los Dos welcome San Antonio FC to StubHub Center Wednesday, April 13th at 7:30. Tickets are on sale for only $10 at lagalaxy.com.
So the captain's coming off.
So Mirkovic is done. He'll be replaced. Valama replaces him. Here's McBean now having a go at goal. That deflected. Actually, he missed it. Out of play.
I don't understand. I know it had a little bit of drizzle situation, but I'm sure the feel is fantastic. But
yes.
Seems to me the one player that's slipping out there is Jack. You know, he's losing his footing, and I thought that one there was going to be something that he might be able to put on goal.
Did not get that one well. Another foul against the Galaxy here.
There's a little frustration
Yes.
creeping into the game by both teams. And on that one there, Villarreal's comment, I understand what he's saying from up here, is that he went and committed the foul, but that's because the other backs, midfielders I should say,
right,
aren't stepping up after he had fallen and on the initial stumble or whatever have.
Here's Krittinen. Be cleared away. And another throw in here. Plunke back to his keeper Miller. 7 minutes and change left in this match. We're tied at 1 apiece. Through ball here for Jaco. Fires and it's saved by Kennedy, even though Jaco's offside.
It was nicely done, though. I mean, he was off, but it was nice ball movement. Good attacking play there by Orange County there on that attempt. I mean, here comes for me right now is that here's what the Galaxy got to do. That was a good ball to get it out of that left flank, get it back into the midfield, and see if we could change sides and find another way to go to goal.
McBean. Near side, Smith. That's good to get back. Unfortunately, it bounces back the other way. This is a good chance now for the OC Blues. Closed down there by Payeras, and no foul on the play. They tried to sell it. It was a bit too late there. Feely. Payeras played it well.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it was one of those that all of a sudden the ball turned into a player from Orange County that was making a run and came right to him. And luckily for the Galaxy, they were able to break that play up because that had potential there to be the game-winning opportunity.
Another throw in here. How will the Galaxy find this goal to win this game? It has been a struggle.
Yeah, it's been a big struggle, and I think Orange County has played much better the second half.
They have, but I think it's fair to say the Galaxy have not.
Yeah, I think you're right there as well. But I think part of that is that they've stepped up their pressure, Orange County, and their effort.
Rebellon. He'll get the throw-in out of this. 87 minutes in.
Well, I think as we had mentioned earlier, you know, I really haven't seen Villarreal, Jose especially, and McBean being the difference makers in the second half for the Galaxy. Even though they were a part of that first goal, I expect more than just that one goal from those two types of players.
There's McCracken finding a Jaquan. Couple of step overs, gets away from a defender. Had it at the top of the area and played it back out. This one's a Jaquan, he's offside. Kennedy makes the save that time. Still offside, possession back to the Galaxy.
He's a nice little player, but I think he needs to understand Law 11.
Yeah.
He's been offside a little too much for my liking. And I mean, way off, not even close.
He worked himself into a good position, I thought, getting through the defense, and at the top of the box, he had the defense kind of standing on its heels, and he played the ball back out. Here's Zubak. This one intended for Caesar. Payeras is there, settles. Rebellon, 88th minute. Plays it down the middle of the park and cleared away on the second ball. Krittinen. This will come all the way back to Dan Kennedy.
Those long balls from directly to back to front for the Galaxy DOS is really hasn't really served them well in the second half.
Here's Nishanian lobbing it ahead once again. They'll get a throw-in out of this because it's misplayed. Throw-in here for the Galaxy. Another throw towards the corner kick spot.
I think that's the one thing that Orange County Joe's done well, squeeze the Galaxy into tight spaces.
Smith's cross to the near side of the 6. It comes back out towards Jaime Villarreal, then it's cleared away. Payeras. Here's Nishanian. Zubak. Got Smith on the right side. He'll cut it back. Keeps it on his left foot, back out it goes. Jose Villarreal lobs it in towards goal, right on the goalkeeper, Miller. I think Nate Smith needs to be a little bit more confident in taking that run into the corner and taking on his defender, side of the 18-yard box, no?
You're 100% right there, but I one or the other, take them on, serve it, but clearly, even Villarreal's ball there, went right to the keeper, and he's got to measure that ball a little better because he for me is a player who can do that and can deliver that kind of pass that you need.
Purdy's the player down here as we head into added time. We still haven't been given the heads up as to how much time is going to be added to this match.
I think it has to be 4 with the amount of bookings and then the goals and substitutions, but it's going to be interesting what she decides.
So Purdy helped to his feet. Orange County on the edge of getting their first points on the young season, so even a draw would be good for them.
Well, it would be. It's away from home, and you're playing the team that right now is top of the division, won the West in playoffs last year to go to the final against Rochester. So clearly, for Oliver and his club, this would be really good. And then even the way the game went, you were down a goal, and then you come back and get one. I think that's good.
So Purdy is done. Here comes Ryan Felix. There's the keeper, Miller, now. 4 minutes of added time. Nice call there, my friend.
Thank you.
It's Covarrubias. He'll play this one long for Jack McBean. Smith. Nice move that time. Gets away from his defender. This will be out of play for a throw-in. Been hard to string 3 and 4 passes together. Rebellon. He'll push left side. There's Turnley. Galaxy 2 had a lot of success working the left side in the first half. Covarrubias keeps this alive. Slots it ahead for Jaime Villarreal. Come out the right side. Again, Covarrubias. I thought Smith had a better angle on that ball. Now Smith runs right into the defender. Neus. Goal kick.
Yeah, I think that one there, if Covarrubias gets out of his way, he's in. He can maybe put the ball in.
He's got the angle towards the penalty box. Covarrubias is running away from the box to get on the play. Rebellon chopped down. That's a card for sure. And a free kick here for the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think that, now that was clearly a foul, but more importantly now it's a dead ball situation. What do you want to do with this? From this angle, playing it straight in the box is probably the best thing you can do. Load it up. Look for your good ball. Your good headers of the ball, and whether Jack can knock this ball onto goal or keep it alive.
About a minute to go here. Covarrubias flights it to the top of the box. It's headed out of the area towards the near side. Jaime Villarreal trying to shield it. Has one defender draped on him. He'll play it into the area. McBean back to goal. Comes loose towards the spot. Player down? No! Says our referee, and it's cleared. Caesar taken off the ball, and it'll come again to the right side. Here's Smith. Gets the cross away, block, throw in for the Galaxy.
Well, this injury time has been exciting. Galaxy shown the life that we were looking for to keep the ball in that half, getting their people forward getting players from the outside wide into the attack, and now
injured now.
Yeah,
for Orange
player's
County.
injured, and he's right off on the touchline, so the game should continue. Meaning, he's right there. He can come off and let's play.
Final seconds of this one either way. Nate Smith with the throw-in. Here's Villarreal. Gets the cross into the box. Miller off his line, boxes it into the air, right at the top of the box. It'll be cleared out. And our referee points to midfield, and this one has come to an end. 2 goals in the second half, one by either team. And they're going to split the points here. Galaxy 1, Orange County Blues 1. We'll take a short time out, come back to wrap it up right after these words. Stay with us.
I'm Ari Lassiter from Temecula, California, and I'm a forward. My nickname is the Gold Puppy. My father used to be the dog, so now I'm the little puppy scoring goals. Tennis player. Pasta. Or some cinnamon toast crunch.
That's spicy meatball.
Beyonce. Puppies. The little thing face. The one's like, One Direction.
Quick restart here by the Galaxy. Goes into Keane, back out to McGee, back post, trying to get it into Van Dam. Score! Josie Sardes! 1-0 Galaxy, entering the 57th minute. McGee almost on the end of the zone. Towards goal. He scores! It is 2-0 Galaxy. And goal of Josie Sardes. 2 on the night.
I'm Robbie Keane. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I call downtown Los Angeles my second home. This is LA.
Welcome back to StubHub Center with Ralph Perez, Joe Tutino. Putting the wraps on this one. Galaxy and Orange County Blues get goals in the second half. And they finish 1-1 here. Galaxy with 2 straight ties. Orange County Blues, their first points on the season. Let's take a look at the second half highlights of this one, Ralph. A pretty physical match, rough match between these two clubs. And got a bit out of hand. Maybe our officials were a bit too kind. There could have been a red card in this one, I think, over attrition of fouls.
I agree with you, Joe. I think, I don't know what the breakdown of the fouls were, but clearly, one of the things that happened early in that first half, there was a great chance that, was just missed wide of the post. And then there's one of those fouls we're talking about on Villarreal after the ball, and the man comes through and gets a good portion of him. But this was the goal, and Villarreal really struck that one well, far post. Nice touch, turned the defender around and stroked it to the far post.
This one right here was a very bad goal in my opinion. Not sure exactly what happened on the play, outside of the fact that what we talked about earlier, and you mentioned Dan Kennedy stepping to his right. He stepped into his wall and lost the vision of the play.
Well, he did. He took his initial movement, went that way, and then by the time he readjusted himself to go the other way, he didn't have enough push, and thrust that he has to get to parry that ball wide, because I think if he stays where he is, he probably makes that save.
I think easily.
Yes, and it was a tough one because, I mean, when you look at it, it came so quickly after the Galaxy got theirs, and they didn't have a chance to really enjoy that lead, make it tough for Orange County to get back into the game. But, you know, the youngster hit it well and put it on frame, and that's always an important facet of shooting, putting your stuff on frame. If it's on frame, it has always that potential of maybe being a goal.
Galaxy have to share the points on this night. They're back in action on Wednesday night, and we'll have it for you when San Antonio comes to town. The big club in action on Sunday evening when the Portland Timbers come to town this Sunday, and we'll have it for you at LAGalaxy.com. But for now, LA Galaxy 2 remains undefeated on the season, 2-0-2, as they have to share the points tonight with the OC Blues. For Ralph Perez, Joe Totino saying so long from StubHub Center. Once again, final score, LA Galaxy 2 and OC Blues tied at 1 apiece. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.